A freak storm has claimed a woman's life, critically injured two others and left a swathe of damage on Sydney's northern beaches. The severe weather event, which lasted just minutes, battered the area around Dee Why and Narrabeen yesterday afternoon. The State Emergency Service described the event as a mini cyclone, while local residents likened it to a tornado.
Roofs were torn off apartment blocks and trees were ripped out off the ground. At one point, a large tree struck power lines, which fell on three women trying to take shelter from the storm. Let's go now to Manaz Anguri, who's in Narrabeen. Manaz, what are emergency services saying to you?
Good morning, Fauzia. Yes, well, like you mentioned, the freak storm yesterday did cause a fatality, which is tragic news. A huge tree fell on a power line near the Narrabeen Surf Club, where three women were taking shelter. One has died and two are left in critical condition. Now, thousands of homes in the northern beaches are also left without power, and this power outage also affected the traffic lights in the area, which also caused traffic delays, especially during peak hour. Now, I was at Dee Why this morning. I'm just going to wait for that. Yep. So I was at Dee Why this morning. There was a lot of damage around. There was broken trees, broken branches. There was SES tapes at every corner. And then I made my way to Narrabeen, where the damage here is even more significant. There was a lot of damage here. And on my way here, the traffic lights, none of them were working. I spoke to some locals in the area. They said their power went out yesterday afternoon and it still isn't back. Here's what some of them had to say about the incident.
The power went off at about 3:30 yesterday and it's still off, and ironically we bought all our Christmas meat yesterday and so now it's all defrosted and probably have to throw a lot away, but that's the least of our worries considering the devastation that some people have had.
Yeah, it came through, that knocked out the tree at the front of my place, knocked the fence down and blocked all the street, but then we saw this big tree come crashing down and it just took everything out.
Of course, Manaz, with all this damage, it's time to clean up. Is that what a lot of people are doing now?
Yeah, well, emergency services have said that they received more than 350 calls for help. There was some cleanup done overnight, so a lot of the trees that fell onto the street have been cleared. But of course, the cleanup does have to continue as there's still a lot of damage left behind. Now, we've been hearing that the scenes yesterday were just unbelievable. The storm only lasted a couple of minutes, but it's left all of this damage behind. So it's pretty incredible the amount of damage that it's caused in such a short span of time. There was a roof of a shopping centre that was ripped off in Forestville. There was a building that collapsed in Coco. So it really paints a picture of just how severe the incident, the storm, was over here. This is what the police had to say about the whole incident.
There's been a hell of a lot of fallen trees in the area. There's been power lines down. We've had the roof ripped off two buildings in Narrabeen. It's been very concerning. As the tempest that went through. There's working with the SES now. Obviously, they're getting the main jobs now is getting the main roads back open and Ausgrid. We need to make sure that any drivers in those areas are taking care and obviously being patient with each other this morning.
It was Manaz Anguri. What else is happening there in Dee Why and Narrabeen? How is the community coming together to try to clean up?
Well, we've been seeing a lot of people walking around, coming and looking at the damage, taking pictures. Like I said, I did speak to a couple of them. They're all quite grateful that nothing significant has happened to their property, but a lot of damage has been done. So I think the bulk of the day is going to be spent cleaning up and hoping that the power comes on sooner rather than later.
All right, Manaz Anguri there speaking to us from Sydney.